I think we're live. Hello out there. Hi. I'm drinking some coffee. I'm gonna sell coffee cups soon. We'll see how it goes. Hey, good morning. It's 5 a.m. Mester Scrum Show. Hope you're doing well today. Yesterday I was reading some LinkedIn. I do read other people's stuff out there on LinkedIn, and I do try to promote it and help people out where I can. Just send me a note. But anyway, but this case, I was listening to Jem Jelly. I like his stuff. He put some good stuff on pure Scrum Master stuff out there. Been listening to him for a while. He comes and goes in time when he posts and where he's going. I think because he's got kids now. But he puts all good stuff out there. And he had a good question he posed out there. Being an Agile coach, can they really create that trust factor and versus what a Scrum Master can do? And I like this post. I agree. Oh, we already got a comment already. Good morning. So it was a good post on that. And after he posted, I thought about, I put a note in my phone saying, I'm going to share how I coach. I think I've done it before, but I'm going to do a little bit of talk about that trust factor, where you can't go, and give you some stories. So 5 a.m. Mester Scrum Show. I am Greg Mester, Scrum Master and Agile Coach. And here we talk about Scrum and Agile in a very practical and tactical way, so you can bring value to your customer, not work crazy hours, get home to family and friends, and have some fun. So his article, he says that Agile coaches can't build as much trust as Scrum Masters. And I agree totally 1,000,000,000%, by the way. And he talked about how Agile coaches will come in, teach something, and think they build that trust or whatever with the team, and then they go away. And it's so true, right? So I'm going to give you a couple little stories that I've had. At one place I worked at, I had another Agile coach out there. And he says to me, because I'm very big on how many teams can you really coach at a time. And he's like, I got like 36 teams. I look at him. I stare at him in the face. I says, dude, you're not Agile coaching 36 teams. There's no way on green earth that you're going to coach 36 teams. You're more of an enterprise coach. You're not an Agile team coach because there's so much. And you could say the same thing about an Agile coach being a Scrum Master. I've had managers challenge me in the past and says, you need to get in there and run the teams. I'm like, no, that's the Scrum Master's job. That is not the Agile coach's job. Now, if the Scrum Master is out of the office and needs some help and they need a cover for them, yes, but on one condition. You can't just blindly go in and be as effective as a Scrum Master who's been there for a while. And that's what Jem Jelly was talking about, was building that trust factor, that camaraderie between the Scrum Master and the team, so that when the Scrum Master says something about the flow, how Scrums operate, observations, that they believe the Scrum Master, right? Him or her, because anybody can be a Scrum Master. So this is what I do. So I coach at all three levels. I've done all three levels as an enterprise coach, an Agile team coach, and a Scrum Master. Do I think you should be a Scrum Master before you become an Agile coach and an enterprise coach? Yes, I do, because you need to learn what it's like to be there for a while, a year or two, at least, knowing what it is to be a Scrum Master and have a couple teams to do it. Now, he also puts a point, how many teams can a good Scrum Master do? And that's another point. We can go that through another day, but it shouldn't be more than 2 or 3, maximum 3. Never go more than 3 as a Scrum Master. And if you think you can do more, then you're not doing what Jem Jelly talks about, what a Scrum Master should do. And he's really good at it. And you're missing out so much. And the team is missing out on the benefits of Scrum Master. So the enterprise level, one of the things at enterprise level is you have, like, let's say 20, 30. I've done 42 teams as an enterprise coach with other coaches. And as an Agile coach, I work with team leads such as Scrum Master and product owner. I do, upon invitation, will coach particular topics that the Scrum Master feels that the team needs to work on, and they feel maybe I can teach it better. I've done it enough times. Give some pointers and stuff like that, and demonstrate how something operates. It 3 is pushing it. Yeah, I totally agree with you, Karen. That is pushing it, and we'll do a show on how it evolves over that period and how you do 3. So maybe we'll do that another day. I'll put that in my phone. Thank you, Karen. So in that level, so between those things, so as an Agile coach, I will help coach. Now, here's a caveat. What I learned from those teams and talking with those teams, I observe from the teams, look at data, I bring up to the enterprise level. Is there more than one team having troubles with a particular area in Scrum or interaction or team or trust? All those factors that take into account with Agile. Then I'll create a program to train or share or get other Scrum Masters. It's a mix. See, there's so many levels of detail on the enterprise coaching level that can go on to. It's a different animal, different beast that sometimes I bring Scrum Masters in. Sometimes I do product owners, have them talk across the enterprise, share what I know across the enterprise, and do that from an enterprise perspective. Now, as an Agile coach, I'll be honest, I've been asked to coach like 15 teams. I'm like, I can't do 15 teams. My experiment of coaching that, the most I was ever able to coach was 5. But there's a caveat to the coaching of 5 teams, okay? I would do 2 at a time, okay? And why do I say that? At first, when I coach a team, I like to go to every ceremony, every sprint planning, every daily scrum. I am there with the team. I give them my coaching agreement. They all know who I am, why I'm there for. Get them used to seeing me, used to me knowing that I'm not going to come and sabotage them and undercut them. It takes a few sprints to do that. But I go to everyone. So I go to every sprint planning, every daily scrum, every retro, every review, different meetings, get involved, get in their chat, just so they see me and get comfortable with me being there. Can you do that with 5 at once? No. There's no way on this green earth, and I keep saying the green earth, that you could do that with 5 teams. You could start off with 2 because that'll fill your day. Once you get to 2, and this is why, Karen, when you say 3 teams as a Scrum Master, how do you do all those things I just said for more than 2 or 3 teams? That's why 3 is like borderline, right? You can't. So I will do the 2, help them out, coach them, bring new teams, work with them on tactics, creating working documents if the Scrum Master is not already doing it. I will work with the Scrum Master, have them do that, and I'll just help facilitate. Maybe I have something from an enterprise level that already exists that I created that the Scrum Master can take advantage of it and use it for their team. Sometimes so they don't have to go creating all this stuff because I've already created with 4 other teams. And here you go. Here's the information. Use as you please. So we'll do that. We'll go through that process. About 4 sprints, because it takes about 4 sprints for a team to gel, right? If they think they can do it in 2 sprints, I'm like, yeah, no. The average I've seen of all the teams I've seen, it takes about 4 sprints to figure out where their equilibrium level is. Once I get them and the team's doing all their stuff, their daily scrum, they're retroing, they're really solid, then I can pick up that 3rd or the next team because I know the Scrum Master and team are comfortable where they are. They know who I am. They can always call me back if they have a question. Hey, Greg, we want to experiment with this. We want to experiment with Kanban. We want to experiment with pointing. We want to experiment whatever they do, story writing, epics, whatever they want to do. They would call me in. They know who I am. They're comfortable with me as an Agile coach to help support their team. And that's a big difference, right? So then I would build up how many teams, and most was like 5, like a train. Like if you do safe, they say that most 8 teams in a train. So you can coach a trains level as an Agile coach. Once you go past that, you need a team of Agile coaches. And I work with those teams to spread out. And we talk about different things everyone's seeing, how we develop training and material stuff that they can use across their activity. So from that, That's how we do the enterprise coaching. But back to the coaching versus Scrum Master. Now, a Scrum Master is going to build that trust. I've had managers tell me, "Oh, go coach the team because the Scrum Master is not doing." No. I'm not going to do that. I will work with the Scrum Master and help them build that trust. Question: my teams have not been creating epics to link to their stories. We now decided to create epics. Would there be any value to benefit to linking old stories which have been closed in previous thing? And so that's, I got on that one. Let's say, because you're on YouTube. No. So we got a question right here. Is it the joy of live, right? It depends. They always love the depends, right? So when you get that question, I know I'm right off topic here. It depends. And this is where if you were doing a daily scrumming saying, let's talk about that later. But since we're live and we're not going to be back together, I'm going to go. I don't want to put it depends. It depends if you have to report up. A lot of companies want to know how you report up is cascade up, whether or not you link old stories to the epic. Normally, if it's not a corporate world, I wouldn't care. I'm not going back and do old stuff's done over. You're now creating epics to help you understand what is left to do or how to organize your work, right? I'm assuming that's what you're doing. But I wouldn't worry about old stuff. Okay. Previous sprints and would like any value benefit linking stories created in the past, but which are still open in the backlog. Well, anything that's created in the past that's still open, yes, connect to your epics. That is perfectly fine. But if you already closed the work that was done in a previous sprint, story was done, there's no need to connect it to unless you want to do a hierarchical report up status thing that sometimes these big corporate companies want. Does that help you? Let me know. I know there might be a delay in YouTube and stuff like that. If corporate wants, and then link. Yes, we are live. Okay. Then let's see. If Corp wants it, then link it. They're your bosses. They are your boss. If done, then don't link it. And I should do a whole story why you don't type this stuff while you're in. We'll do a show on that. Don't type. Open stuff. Yes. Okay, so that gives you a couple of answers there. And this is another example I should write down on my phone. Why you don't type during a sprint planning session or a refinement session or create user stories while everyone's there. One of my biggest peeves. No one likes to watch someone type. I'm just tell you that right now. Okay, so back to the thing about the coaching. So just close it up. Scrum Masters build that trust. That are with them every day and how they work. And it takes a lot to build that trust. Does it take a long time? Yeah, but it depends. They have to understand that where you are and you're doing stuff. We could talk about that another time too. But I agree with you. And if you do more than 2 teams, the third team is borderline whether or not you're going to be as effective. 2 teams, when you split up every ceremony you go to, help them facilitate, prep, make sure, go and do the legwork, make sure everyone's ready, see who's not participating. Are they okay? Because think of it this way. When you have a Scrum team, let's say you have up to 8 people, just say 8, or you can say 10. Let's say you have 10 people on a Scrum team, because I've seen that. After 10, any more than 10, I split the team usually in half. Let's say you have 10. So if you had 2 teams, that's 20 people. So that's 20 people you have to nurture and care for as a Scrum Master. You go to the third team, you're talking 30 people. Can you imagine a supervisor, which they do a poor job at this, mentoring and coaching 30 people? Anyway, we're down to the 15-minute mark. Enjoy your day. Go have a cup of coffee. Take some breaks. Happy scrumming. I hope that helped everyone. Thank you for the interaction. Gave me some ideas for some other questions, stories, or shows, which we can do. All right. Take care, everyone. Have a great day. Happy scrumming, and we will see you tomorrow.